What's up, everybody, and thank you for listening to Mastering the Mindset. My name is Dariusdotch, and I'm an actor, hip-hop artist, and fitness and life coach. And I'm here to personally help you train and improve your mindset so that you can, 1, become the best version of yourself mentally, and 2, gain focus and motivation to be able to take action and achieve the success in life that you want and deserve. Before we get started, please like and subscribe to my channel, and at the end of this episode, if you liked it, please share it with a friend or loved one or someone who will benefit from hearing this message. I'm so glad you're here, and I'm ready to go on this journey with you, and that journey begins now. All right, so welcome back to another episode. This is going to be one of those straightforward episodes where I'm simply going to give you some tools that'll all be pretty self-explanatory, but also will make a lot of sense. And like I always say, I hope you can use some of these. I'll be using all of these at some point because they are really good. But here we go. 6 habits for mental strength. Number 1, be your biggest fan. How often do you talk to yourself? Right? Now, some people may be hesitant of self-talk, even though they know it can boost your self-esteem. You might think self-talk sounds a little silly, right? But you can really use self-talk to your advantage because everybody has their own inner voice, which I spoke about before. Your inner voice determines how you speak to yourself. For example, if you're a negative or insecure person, your inner voice might be pessimistic and really tear you down. That voice has a negative impact on your self-esteem, and it limits your ability to find courage, be motivated, and having the ability to step out on a limb and take risks. So if your inner voice is a hurtful one, you will feel it. You will pay that price. So how do you change your personal inner voice? How do you gain a positive relationship with your inner self? And I've definitely spoken on this before, and I can't stress enough how important it is. But you absolutely have to speak to yourself positively, and you need to do it every day. Just take a few seconds and appreciate your strengths. Appreciate something you're good at, or reflect on an achievement that you're proud of. And if you're a person who doesn't do this, and I need to be better at understanding that not everybody will think like me, because to me, I know 100% that this thing is necessary and I have no problem doing it, and I do it several times a day. But if you're not doing this yet, you might feel like it's a little silly or corny. But it's only silly or corny if you choose to feel that way. There's nothing wrong with talking to yourself. There's nothing wrong with cheering yourself on. If you want to boost your confidence and your self-narrative and change it from a negative one that's always negative, which will definitely negatively impact your life, then you have to talk to yourself and be your biggest fan. That's number 1. Number 2, change your perspective. In life, you will face all kinds of challenges. You're going to face personal hurdles. You're going to run face first into obstacles. Some setbacks will be heavy on your mind for hours. Some problems will take days, weeks, months, years to get past. But every challenge you face can be overcome. And one of the most important things you have to do is change your perspective. When you encounter something that's hard or that scares you, you can back down and give up on your goals, or you have an opportunity. You can build that mental strength by facing that challenge head on. And challenging yourself proves that you are capable, more capable than what you think. But we all know confronting fears can be intimidating, and most people never do it. Most people never even attempt. Like for me, as big as I am and as grown as I am, I'm scared of spiders. And you know what? At this point in my life, I don't care. Me and spiders have an unspoken agreement that they leave me alone and I leave them alone, and everything is going to be good. Like, I literally would have my ex kill a spider for me if one came in the room. And I have zero shame about that. That's a fear that I will not face. Damn that. But my point is, confronting your fears ain't easy. So how do you empower yourself to overcome those challenging obstacles in life? And this is one of the most powerful habits you can learn. The next time you face a difficult challenge in life, don't think about all the things in your way. Don't think about all the ways things can go wrong. What you should be doing instead is thinking of it as a learning experience. Every challenge is a learning experience, whether we come to terms with it or not. It just is. What we have to do is perceive every opportunity of that challenge as a moment to learn a lesson or practice a new technique or just experience something new. That mentality will make every obstacle worthwhile because every challenge presents something that's beneficial even if we don't see it right away. So that's number 2. Number 3, have emotional awareness. Do you engage with your emotions? Do you try and understand how you feel and why you feel that way? Now, most people suppress and ignore their emotions, hoping that it'll just disappear. But the people who are mentally strong, they actively seek out understanding their emotions. Your emotions can teach you how to define your own definition of success. So the wrong thing to do would be to put up walls, to be closed off, right? Don't pretend like nothing bothers you, because in reality, saying nothing bothers you is simply not true. My favorite is when people claim that they don't care what somebody thinks about them. And now people who you don't know, or people who have no weight on the outcome of what you're trying to do, what you're trying to achieve, you shouldn't care. But I'm talking about the people who say that about somebody specifically. And you can hear it in their voice. They be like, I don't give a F what they think about me. And when I hear that, I can hear the tone of it. And I see the amount of energy they put into saying it. And I can tell, yeah, you actually do. You do care. But the quote unquote cool thing to do, or the societal norm, is to say that we don't care what people think. But we do. We're human. Anyway, my point is, saying that nothing bothers you and not being truthful that it actually does bother you isn't being emotionally aware. Instead, what we should be doing is leaning into our emotion and try to identify each of those emotions and how they affect your decisions and your lifestyle. Reflect. Now, over time, what'll happen is you'll develop a more sophisticated understanding of your feelings, and that knowledge will make you stronger. So that's number 3. What's up? I want to take a quick moment to say thank you so much for listening to this episode, and to also let you know that this podcast is 100% donation driven, which means it's completely funded by you, the listener. So if you like the content I have to offer, I would love it if you can make a donation and you get to pick the amount. I left links in the description of the video as well as my homepage. You can choose which way benefits you the best to donate. And if you need more options, please feel free to email me at dariusdotch@gmail.com. That's dariusdotch@gmail.com. Again, thank you so much for being here, and let's get back to it. Number 4, control your responses. Life will throw you all kind of surprises. Some are good. A lot of them are bad. Some you can prepare for, and most of them you can't. In other words, you can't control what happens in your life. You can't control the people around you. You can't control the way the world works. But what you can control, whenever a surprise shows up in your life, is how you react. When things don't go their way, most people react with negative emotions, with fear, hopelessness, and denial. In these moments, it's easy for your motivation to collapse and your fears to take over. The strongest people, the mentally strong people, are the exact opposite. They are courageously positive. The world throws them crazy obstacles, but they find that silver lining in every setback. And we have to start seeing that opportunity in every failure and pinpoint our reason to keep pushing. And at the end of the day, to be mentally strong, you have to understand that the only thing you can control is how you react, and the way you approach dealing with problems will make all the difference. This will absolutely lead you to being more mentally strong. That's number 4. Number 5, weather the storm. Sooner or later, things will go wrong. That's a fact of life, right? Everybody's going to fail at one point or another. No one can overcome every obstacle on the first try. The question is, how do we turn failure into mental fortitude, especially when the failure is a big one, when it feels like it's like a natural disaster, right? It rattles your life. It leaves you stuck, picking up the pieces and trying to figure out your future. Most people let failures kill their ambition and drive, but we know at some point in time, a storm will come. Failure is inevitable, and what you should be doing is getting ready. The mentally strong people are prepared for the storm to shake their lives. And so when it happens, the preparation saves them from that mental disaster, that life-changing, mindset-altering disaster that will make you hold on to that failure for way too long. So understand that when failures come, you will have to be extremely focused on minimizing that mental damage and make it a point to come back even stronger. And number 6, train daily. Now, if you listen to me 3 days a week, then you are already headed in the right direction. But do you improve your mental strength every day? Because you need to be working on your mindset every day to improve it. Getting mentally stronger and finding personal and mindset growth, it takes practice and months of actively and consciously working towards it. And I know this sounds like a lot of work and time, but training your mindset daily doesn't mean that you have to set aside a chunk of time dedicated specifically to that. But it's the things that you learn and put into practice every day. You have to actually show up and put into action all the things you learn. That's how you train your mindset. Because listening to me tell you things to do and not doing them will not help you, right? You would literally be wasting both of our time. So no, you don't need to be setting aside hours to work on your mindset, but you should be working on it frequently and you need to practice it. Don't just read about it. Don't just listen to a podcast, but put those things into action. You might not succeed at first, but each time you practice, each time you make a small effort, over time, you will start to build up that muscle, and it's not going to happen overnight, but you have to do the work. So stick with it. You can transform the way you think, the way you live, and the way you are. So I tried to keep it short and simple, but I'm looking at the time. It's 11 minutes, so I didn't think I did that. But hopefully, like always, you will be able to incorporate some of this stuff into your life. And I really, really hope you don't just listen to me, but you take action. And I promise you will see a change. So that's what I got for you today. If you like this episode, please share it with somebody that can benefit from this, somebody who is a friend or a family member, somebody who has goals and is trying to improve their lives. So thank you again, and let's get it in.